Welcome to another episode of Trust in Tomorrow. We have a special guest whom I admire, and he is an inspiration to many, including to me. And I had a fortunate to travel with him to Ladakh and Kedarnath, and we shared a lot of inspirational moments. So, welcome Faridun Bhai. Welcome to Trust in Tomorrow. Great to have you.
Thank you very much, Sandar. Always wonderful talking to you.
Thank you. So the reason of having this session, Faridun Bhai, a lot of young professionals or a lot of young entrepreneurs are going through a very rough phase because they've started something and this COVID hit in. So I wanted to speak to some inspirational people so that it motivates these young professionals and entrepreneurs for them to kind of survive, and then they'll be succeed. Yeah, so that's the main reason of having this entire activity. And who else than you, who have been very motivational forces for many, because you have shown also that virtually, and I think you've done more than 500 virtual interviews, if I'm not wrong. That
since last year,
yeah.
Since last lockdown, yes.
Last lockdown. So just tell me that what is that one thing which keeps you going and which motivates you to keep going?
There are multiple things. One thing is that something that I've discovered, I think, in the last 1 year, which I think a lot of other people they've discovered, that we are not merely living for ourselves. If we are in a certain privileged position, in the sense that, like, say, for example, in Mumbai, things are quite under control. Things are planned quite nicely, especially for the second wave.
Yeah.
And so the important part is that we should help out others.
Yeah.
Now I have a team that I have to take care of, and so I felt responsible towards them.
Yeah.
Because I understood that if I'm doing these interviews, so these people will be having work to do.
Yes.
Because they are working from home. So we started doing on mobile phone and laptops and all that, which is something a completely new experience. Yeah. So the idea is that if I'm doing interviews, they're having work. If I'm not doing interviews, then they're not having work.
Yeah.
And everyone has to justify that, and rightly so, that what is it exactly that you're doing.
Yeah.
So that was a huge reason, because I've been more productive in the last 1 year than in so many more years, because we've been having a, I think, ratio of 1.5 interviews every day in the last over 365 days, which is good. And we worked on Saturdays, Sundays as well, and considering you're at home, so you can be more productive, you can do more interviews. People think that it's very easy कि आप तो घर पे हैं, बहुत आसान है, लेकिन उतना आसान होता नहीं, because आपको तैयारी करनी होती है, or even like you are talking to me right now, so you understand what being an interviewer is all about. You have to be mentally present over there, and it weighs you down after a point of time. If you're doing, like, say, there are days when we've done like 4 or 5 interviews in a day, maybe 6 interviews in a day.
Yeah. And
so it can be taxing, and there are occasions when there are 4 interviews at the gap of, say, 10 minutes each. एक खत्म हुआ, टी-शर्ट चेंज किया, second interview start किया. You're not merely starting the second interview, but you have to have new people. You have to have a new set of questions.
True.
And which is not easy. Since I have the experience, I tend to pull it off, but it is not easy.
Yeah.
And apart from that, you know me very well. I love what I do.
Yeah.
If I'm traveling with you, I find it so inspiring that you are so excited about traveling. It's like a So I have this childlike fascination for new things. You have similar fascination for new things as well.
True.
So that applies to work as well. That when you're doing something, you have to do it well.
Yeah.
And one more thing that I always tell a lot of people, that I've been very, very fortunate to have interviewed a lot of very, very interesting personalities. A lot of the things that they've said, it has stayed in my mind. One thing that Asha Bhosle told me in one of the interviews, she said that she treats each song that she sings as a first song. So when she goes before the mic, she's absolutely nervous. Like a night before the recording, she's nervous. She's rehearsing. She's doing her riyaz. While she's approaching towards the studio, she's just rehearsing in the car.
Yeah.
And she's nervous whether she can put it off or not. Once she reaches the studio, she's talking to the music composer. She's talking to the lyricist to get the nuances right of the words, the meanings. Once she is there in the recording studio, she is asking the recordist if she's sounding fine, what is it that she can possibly do.
Yeah.
So the idea is that she is still relevant at 87 plus.
The great.
That's the reason.
Yeah.
So, what I've learned from Asha ji is that treat each interview as your first interview.
First interview.
And you have to be nervous for it. Like, I was nervous before this interview.
Don't tell me, Faridun bhai, please.
Seriously. No, seriously.
That's sweet.
Whether I'll be... No, seriously.
Okay. So, Faridun bhai, it's a link only that for a lot of negativity also is going on, in and around us, and you're a very positive person. The moment somebody meets you or even have a conversation, there's a kind of positivity comes around, right? And then this social media and all is creating a negativity, and people are scared of even having a news channel on, So how do we avoid negativity? Because young people are very much they get carried away. They have that negative mindset in that mind easily. So how do you conduct yourself to avoid negativity?
See, one thing that I try and do, even I have days when I go to sleep and I feel that that maybe I've not had a productive day. I feel that maybe I could have done things differently. Maybe I spent too much of time on social media reading stuff that really doesn't concern me beyond a point. So even I have those days. I think everyone has those days. But I feel you should have this goal that before you sleep you should just look back and you should have this satisfaction that आपने कुछ constructive आपने कुछ किया.
Correct.
Maybe you should have read something. Maybe you could have spoken to someone that makes a difference. Maybe you could have seen a video that really you find something new that has been happening. And apart from that, there is one more thing which is I think which is really important for youngsters. It has happened for quite some time that people have shied away from negativity. Now, what exactly is negativity? One of the factors that has been happening is that a lot of the things they have been brushed under the carpet.
Yeah.
People, the fact is that since all of us we are paying taxes, we should be asking questions as well.
Correct.
Because certain things the way they have happened, they should not have happened.
Not at all. Correct.
They should, like say you're in Madurai right now, which is very close to Kerala.
Yeah.
Like so first wave, एक बार को आप कह सकते हैं that but Kerala started the preparation for the first wave in January. Because the first case happened in Kerala, and they started the preparation, and they were very far better prepared than other states when the first wave started. But एक बार को आप first wave को आप बोलोगे कि चलो ठीक है आप जाने दो, मतलब in the sense कि no one could have understood that what exactly we are getting into. But for second wave, Kerala had I think in 1 year they had 58% more oxygen producing capacity from whatever I understand than last year. So they worked on that.
Yeah, true.
So they worked, like say we are in Mumbai, we are very lucky that BMC and the administration, they really worked hard on it.
Yeah.
There were a lot of things which were very well planned. There were no deaths because of lack of oxygen in Mumbai. I'm saying in Mumbai, not in other parts.
Correct.
And in fact, in April, the number of cases it went to 11,000 in Mumbai, and then constantly, while everywhere else it was skyrocketing.
Yeah.
The cases were coming down in Mumbai, and now so they are in very very good place. So at no point of time there are shortages of bed like the way we've seen in Delhi and UP and other parts of the country.
Yeah.
So it was far better prepared, and Mumbai, you know it very well. You lived in Mumbai. It's a huge city. It's very densely populated. The way Dharavi was managed, it has been a case study that international organizations they have taken into account. True. So what I'm trying to say is that certain things, like in the sense even in India, with all the limitations and the huge population, it has been managed. Yeah. So one thing that I think the youngsters they should also be doing and not brushing under the carpet, that since you're paying your taxes, since you deserve to have certain things which are basic. So it is also important not to shy away in a way from being aware of what is happening all around us, because many times people they feel that हमें बुरी चीजें नहीं देखना चाहिए. But no one can escape right now. I've been doing the last one month, 1.5 months, that I've really tried to help as many people as possible on social media. You've been following me, you must be noticing that. Yeah. I also strongly feel that it's also important to be inquisitive and ask, because it has happened for way too long that we've not really asked questions कि कुछ भी होता है आप लाइन में लग जाते हैं, भाई लाइन में लग जाओ, शाहरुख खान के बाहर लाइन में लग सकते हो, यहाँ पर भी लाइन में लग जाओ, तो बट लेकिन क्यों लगे वो मसला क्या है कि वो सवाल पूछे नहीं गए तो फिर वो टेकन फॉर ग्रांटेड हो जाती है वाली बात.
So rather than,
it's not a good feeling.
Yeah. So rather than avoiding, they should probably accept and adapt and ask. Rather than avoiding certain things, right? Because people think that
their future.
Yeah.
It is their future after all. Yeah. It is their future that they need to. They have every right to ask.
Yeah.
And they need to be told that what exactly is happening. Say, for example, if I'm donating to a cause, for example, I have every right to know that भाई उसका क्या हुआ.
Correct.
मतलब मुझे पता तो होना चाहिए कि उसने मतलब I'm a stakeholder.
Yeah.
अभी उसने आप मुझे बोलो कि नहीं मैं आपको बताऊंगा ही नहीं कुछ भी, ये तो फिर मतलब ये तो कुछ मतलब ये तो this is not fair, right?
जी.
वो नेगेटिविटी और पॉजिटिविटी का जो सारा जो खेल हो रहा है, I think we need to be practical.
Yeah. True.
We need to be practical. मतलब आप सिर्फ मतलब भाई मैं सौंदरराजन की इज्जत करता हूँ सिर्फ इस वजह से नहीं कि सौंदरराजन बोलते बहुत अच्छा है, मैं इस वजह से इज्जत करता हूँ बिकॉज सौंदरराजन जो कहते हैं वो करते हैं. मतलब मेरा तो पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस है ना आपके साथ.
जी.
तभी तो मैं आपको ट्रस्ट कर सकता हूँ. आप अच्छी बातें करें, लेकिन अगर उसका प्रैक्टिकल एक वो नहीं है, देन मतलब ये है कि मैं आपके साथ लद्दाख, फॉर एग्जांपल लद्दाख में आपको जाता हूँ, तो जो जितना मैंने सोचा होता है उससे कहीं ज्यादा बढ़िया मेरा एक्सपीरियंस होता है. बिकॉज यू ऑलरेडी ट्रैवल बिफोर, यू लव एक्सप्लोरिंग, यू आर एडवेंचरस. हम लोग विलेज जा रहे हैं, व्हिच इज लाइक आई थिंक अ लॉट ऑफ पीपल दे वुड नॉट इवन हैव imagined or heard of.
Yeah.
So personally I've had a great experience. So the idea is कि आप किसी पर भरोसा तभी करो जब उसकी बातों में आगे नहीं कि भाई वो काम क्या कर रहे हैं, ये तो बता दो, बातें कब तक करोगे.
True, very true. So I also know, Faridun bhai, you are a health freak, and I have seen you taking care of, because I have been staying with you, so I know how health conscious and health freak are you. In this COVID situation also, it is very important to keep yourself fit and fine, right? So what is your what these young age people should kind of follow at least as a routine, because एक lethargic attitude भी आ जाता है अंदर ही, you are at home, you are having your this thing and all, but I have seen you every day following a routine and without fail. So what inspires you, or what makes you do that?
It's something which is very important. I think health is the fitness is one of the finest investments that you can possibly do. We've seen it in the recent times. People who've had a good system, who've worked on their immunity, they've been able to withstand this entire I think onslaught much better than a lot of other people.
True.
So देखिए क्या होता है, somehow people say that maybe you're fitter now than what you were earlier. So एक चीज क्या हुआ कि I think क्या होता है, one needs to be creative.
Correct.
जैसे आपका है कि आप मतलब कोई छोटा कैमरा पकड़ लिया, कभी आपने कोई और कैमरा पकड़ लिया, मतलब you keep on, आप उसको यहाँ पर रख लिया, कभी वहाँ रख लिया. So a lot of those things that you capture because of your creativity and not because of the technology.
Correct.
So उसमें आपको you have to be creative with everything. You cannot complain कि यार अभी मैं जिम नहीं जा सकता. अभी मैं I love swimming. I've not been able to swim for the last 1.5 years. So now अभी क्या हुआ, since last year itself, तो मेरे घर पे 3 terraces हैं, पौधे होते हैं, plants हैं. So मैंने ये कर लिया कि मैंने plants में पानी डालना शुरू कर दिया. And जब मैं पानी नहीं डाला तो उसमें there is a posture while you're giving water. उसके बाद आप उसका जो floor है, तो फ्लोर को क्लीन करना है, झाड़ू से क्लीन करना है. ठीक है. और उसमें क्या करना है कि जो बाल्टी है, बकेट है, उसको एक जगह पे रख देना है. उसको आगे लेके नहीं जाना है उसको, ताकि आप फिर पलट के जाओ फिर से.
ओके.
ठीक है. एंड वंस यू आर सिटिंग डाउन, सो यू आर सिटिंग ऑन योर हॉन्चेस, सो वो एक तरीके का आपका स्क्वैट्स हो जाता है.
करेक्ट.
आपके कार्स भी आ रहे हैं, आपके हैमस्ट्रिंग्स भी आ रहे हैं, आपके आर्म्स भी हैं, शोल्डर्स भी. तो वो उससे मैं शुरू करता हूँ.
जी.
And after that, once I've done, so I'm having very basic weights at my home.
Okay.
So अगर weights का जो weight है, मतलब it is अगर कम है, तो उसका तरीका ही, because gym में क्या होता है कि अलग अलग size होते हैं, 10 का है, 15 का है, 20 का है. That's how you do the sets.
Correct.
तो यहाँ पर आप ये कर सकते हैं कि you can do more sets. आप usually अगर 4 sets करते हैं तो आप 6 कर लीजिए, 7 कर लीजिए, और repetition आप ज्यादा कर लीजिए. तो इम्पैक्ट आपका आएगा। बाकी ये कि योगा मैंने किया है, मैंने योगा पहले भी ज्वाइन किया था, तो योगा ऑनलाइन योगा भी मैंने किया है, हमारे एक टीचर है उनके साथ में ड्यूरिंग दिस थिंग, ऑनलाइन योगा। सो ना उसके अलावा ये है कि लाइक व्हेनेवर आई एम ट्रैवलिंग, मैंने जैसे आपके साथ भी ट्रैवल करता हूँ, सूर्य नमस्कार बेहतरीन एक्सरसाइज है,
बहुत ज्यादा।
तो सूर्य नमस्कार का तो मेरा एक्सपीरियंस ये है कि इवन जिम के अंदर भी अगर आप करें तो आप और कहीं किसी चीज में पसीना आए ना आए, बिकॉज एसी एनवायरनमेंट होता है,
बिल्कुल
सूर्य नमस्कार में पसीना आ जाएगा,
आ जाता है,
मुझे एटलीस्ट आता है, मुझे बाकी में नहीं आता, लेकिन सूर्य नमस्कार में मुझे आता है
जी।
सूर्य नमस्कार है, प्लैंक्स है, आप प्लैंक्स आप कहीं पर भी कर सकते हैं, पुशअप्स आप कहीं पर भी कर सकते हैं
जी।
तो अभी जैसे मैंने इस लॉकडाउन में, पिछले लॉकडाउन में मैंने सारे रोजे रखे, अच्छा पहले नहीं रखा,
ओके,
सो आई केप्ट 30-30 बोथ। तो अब मुझे ये डर लगता था कि रोजे में आप सिंस पूरे दिन भर नहीं खा रहे हैं तो फिर रात में आप बहुत खाएंगे, वेट बढ़ जाता होगा। तो ऐसा होता नहीं है, करेक्ट, ऐसा होता नहीं है कि अगर आप ज्यादा ओवरडू ना करें आप खाने में रात में भी, तो आप मैनेज कर सकते हैं। फिर इस बार मैंने क्या किया कि इफ्तार के बाद में मैंने एक रूटीन बना दिया 7 डेज कि मैं एक्सरसाइज करूँ। ओके, वही अपना इफ्तार के बाद में पानी डालने का मैंने पहले मैं मॉर्निंग में करता हूँ यूजुअल डेज में, लेकिन इफ्तार मैंने नाइट का रखा। ओके, इफ्तार के बाद में करूंगा मैं, और उसके बाद पानी डालने के बाद पौधों में जी वो पूरा वार्म अप, बॉडी वार्म अप हो गई, उसके बाद फिर एक्सरसाइज करना। तो दिस इज समथिंग दैट आई डिड फॉर आपको, आप वेट, आप फास्टिंग भी कर रहे हैं और आप एक्सरसाइज भी कर रहे हैं, तो वो टोनिंग वो अपने आप से हो गई।
जी जी, you are getting younger by day, मतलब it's I have been seeing you that you are
and apart from that, so I have this Fitbit, correct, so मतलब minimum 10,000 steps मुझे करना ही है, मैं अपने घर में चलता रहता हूँ। जी जी जी, बिल्कुल बिल्कुल। मेरा बाहर इतना वॉकिंग नहीं हो पा रहा है, तो मैं घर में ही, मतलब मैंने बनाया हुआ है कि मुझे जैसे सुबह से लेकर दोपहर तक मुझे एटलीस्ट इतने स्टेप्स कंप्लीट कर लेने हैं, फिर शाम तक मुझे इतने कंप्लीट कर लेने हैं, करेक्ट, और फिर रात में मुझे इतने करने हैं। तो मेरा डेज के वो 15,000 भी स्टेप्स हो जाते हैं, 20,000 स्टेप्स भी हो जाते हैं जी। तो वो एक प्रोसेस है। मेन चीज ये है कि आप खाते क्या है वो इम्पोर्टेंट है। शुगर और सॉल्ट पे कंट्रोल रखना चाहिए, बिकॉज दैट इज नॉट अ गुड आइडिया। रात का खाना जल्दी खा लीजिए, फ्रूट्स रखिए अपने डाइट में, फ्रूट्स को जो है ब्रेकफास्ट से पहले खाएं, खाली पेट होना चाहिए, तो उसका इम्पैक्ट ज्यादा होता है। ये छोटी मोटी चीजें, बटर नहीं खाता हूँ मैं, मतलब जो प्रोसेस जो बटर आता है, मतलब येलो वाला, वो नहीं खाता मैंने पिछले 5-6 साल से 7 साल से मैंने खाया ही नहीं। ओके, हम लोग घर पे देसी घी बनाते हैं जी, हमारे वहाँ जो दूध आता है उसी से हम लोग घी निकालते हैं, तो मैं उसको लगाता हूँ कहीं पर भी होता है। पहले मैं व्हाइट बटर, कभी अगर व्हाइट बटर भी निकालती, पहले मैं व्हाइट बटर भी खाता था जी। तो ये थोड़ी सी चीजें हैं, और एंजॉय करिए उसके पूरे प्रोसेस को, एंजॉय करिए जी, इट्स नॉट डिफिकल्ट।